So my first $1 million business was my Recruit Like Crazy free CD funnel, and that was the traffic statistics that I showed you over here with Quantcast. This was my first $1 million business here. You can see it took me probably to about this point in here to start to actually earn $1 million in the period of a year. And so that was the next stage in my history. And so here were the drivers of success once I got there. What I learned at that point was how to get a ton of leads. Like I just showed you, let me go back here. You know, big bumps, 1,000+ lead days. This was one of my major insights when I had my Recruit Like Crazy free CD funnel. High lead flow and mastery of advanced traffic generation methods, things like banner ads, text link advertising, postcard lead generation, offline step mailings to my customer database. Things like this, creating a ton of leverage by growing the list was how I created that first $1 million business. And that's available to all of us in whatever niche we choose. Now, the math may change somewhat depending on what niche you choose, but that's the whole fun of it, is you get to figure out how to create your $1 million business. What people get wrong when they come online is they think, and we're going to talk about why people fail. First and foremost is because they lack focus. They try everything and they just want to see what sticks. That's exactly what I did when I got started. All I did was I was like, oh, this seems like a cool method. Let me try it. This seems like a cool method. Let me try it. This seems like a cool method. Let me try it. And like there were a few small successes in there, but the methodology or the thought process of like throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks and doing more of it, and then throwing more stuff at the wall to see what sticks and keeping the old one and the new one, that's not going to get you to success. Just trust me on that. I tried it for a long time. It does not work. And what it does is it wastes your time. It just totally wastes your time. Secondarily, what it does is it creates a state of confusion in your mind. Now, the reason why people fail because of lack of focus is primarily because they're going with greed. They're looking for where can they make money. They're looking for like the opportunity in a scheming sense. I want to buy this guy's scheme for making money using Facebook, right? I want to buy this guy's scheme for making money using something like Twitter or whatever it could be, as if that is going to create a business. All you're really doing, if that's what you're doing, is you're going for greed. Greed doesn't get any of us anywhere except for a lot of grief. Don't go for greed. Start with a focus. If you have a focus, and we'll talk about this when we get to the foundational principles, that's when the doors kind of unlock for you. So, lack of focus leads to overcomplication and confusion. Okay, that is a second. It's a huge component of why people fail, because a mind with too many ideas, too many directions, never gets started. Trying to do too much too soon there's no reason. Every day I have students that want to figure out all the little details. The details are not that important. Get started, and then figure out the details. So trying to do too much too soon is not that important. Get started. Be simple. Ready, fire, aim. Trying to learn everything before you start, again, not necessary. Learn what you need to get in the game and go. And go. When I started Maximum Leverage as a business, when we get into some of this stuff, I didn't start it because I knew how it was going to turn out. I started it because I wanted to do something. I wanted to do what we're doing right now. I wanted to share things transparently. Just kind of show people from the inside out how all this direct response marketing works. Because if you can see it, you can know what to expect. And now what that's turned into is a very viable business where people get amazing value. And I'm happy every day to get up and share that value. From Maui, right? Pretty cool. So don't learn everything. Have an idea and get started. Overcomplication, like I said, leads to total confusion and mental entropy. Like things just kind of fall apart, get disorganized. So don't overcomplicate it. Be simple. Now let's talk about foundational marketing principles for success. And let's go online and let's look at a foundational marketing principle for success that I haven't mentioned. What we're looking at right now is the front end for my business, Maximum Leverage. Again, this format, what's on this page, it's for my business, but the format is what's important. Doesn't matter. It could be free, how to get, how to be the envy of all the saltwater aquarium enthusiasts by having the most vibrant and illustrious collection of saltwater fish in your entire neighborhood. I don't know. But whatever it is that people would want in your niche, keep things simple. That's why I'm showing you here. Headline, opt-in. That's how you get leads. This is the front door to my business, in other words. This is the first step that creates $1 million business. Now, everyone here right now that's listening can create one of these or can have one created for them by just going to a website like Elance or Rent-A-Coder and saying, hey, I see this thing called a lead capture page, and there's a version I like. Here are the words I want on it. Can you create me one? And people will come back because Elance is where, and Rent-A-Coder are places where people go to get stuff outsourced, and outsourcers are always looking for work. So you're going to have tons of people saying, yeah, I can do it. Yeah, I can do it. And you will have a page like this. So keep things simple. Don't overload yourself. Do the things that are important. And one of the most important things is a simple little lead capture page. So principles of success are keep it simple. I wanted to start with that one, but let's walk through these right here. In fact, let me stop for a second. Let's open up here and let's see if everyone's following along. Now, I'm not going to answer a ton of questions. So will what I'm going through right now work for selling memberships? Absolutely. And if I was to take this to a more advanced level, here's what I would share with you. Maximum Leverage is a membership. It's a university. It's a direct response marketing university online. That's what my business is. If you were to turn your niche, your passion, into a university in the same way, you'd have a very tremendous business, because here's why. Here's something that people don't know. If the first thing that people are coming into to get access to you is a continuing education thought purchase, I'm getting involved because this is going to be an ongoing thing I really want to get good at. You're going to end up with a lot of really good customers. The guys that just kind of want to buy one thing and run and just figure it all out for themselves, good customers, but not as good of customers as people that are long-term, success is a journey minded. So yes, everything we're talking about here absolutely works for selling memberships. So I'm going to close down. Now that I know I have you guys' attention, we are going to continue to rock out. So, foundational marketing principles for success in a direct response online world. First off, fall in love with what you do. Love what you do more than anything else in the world. If you do that, you will be successful. It's pretty simple. Because if you love what you do, you're going to keep doing it until you are successful. A couple days ago, I had a chance to interview a guy in the home business niche, the niche that I work with in. And he's been in the niche for 27 years. His first 14 years were a complete failure. But the last 13 years, he sold over 200,000 copies of an information product, and he's leveraged that into back-end teams in home business opportunities of 130,000 plus people. Now, if he didn't go through those 14 years first, if he didn't have the passion to continue, where would the success be? And that's why passion is so key, because if you have passion in what you're doing, you're never going to give up. You're never going to give up. So be passionate. Fall in love with your subject matter. Next, market comes first. If there's no money in the market, there is no business. Okay, so if you're trying to sell, let's say, I don't know, something that 13-year-olds want to do all the time, you're not really going to have the most successful business, because 13-year-olds don't really have that much money, right? They don't go out and earn a living, and they don't really have that much sway power to enough to make it viable for you to run a business. Now, here's an idea, though. Now, what if you started a business, you loved helping people get into college, and you aimed your marketing at the parents of those 13-year-olds? Now we're in business, because parents are deeply passionate about their children, right? No big surprise there. And if you say, hey, mom and dad, now your kid's young, and I know you're starting to do a little bit of college pre-planning, and I want to help you ensure that your kid gets into the college of their dream. There's a few simple things you can do now early that most people never even think about, and it puts them head and tails above the rest of the world. Yeah, now you're in business. So market comes first. You must go to a place where there's money to be had. Can the market be reached? Totally important. I have people that come to me with crazy ideas all the time, like, all right, I'm going to create this product. It's a great product. Oh my God, I've already created it. Daegan, can you just introduce this product to your audience? And the product's some insane thing that no one really wants. Secondarily, it's something that, like, if they went out and tried to generate some interest in, it'd be extremely tough because there's no defined person that wants it. So find a market, a specific group of people that can be found that have money. Very simple. Now, so let's get the next one. Rapidity of market, ease of profit. If people talk about a subject matter all day and all night long and they love it, you're in game. You're in the game. And as an example, Apple customers. I bought an iPad and I actually just sold it, but I'm going to be buying another one. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, when that thing rolled out, Apple sold like well over 1 million copies of it in the very first day. Rabid market. Computer geeks, do they have money? Yeah, a lot of them do. Do they love what they get when they go to buy stuff from Apple? Absolutely. Now, same thing. Now, if you're working in a niche and it's something that you love, like for instance, my grandmother. My grandmother loves knitting. She loves sewing. And she goes on QVC and buys every single little sewing doohickey you could ever buy. She searches things out online to figure out how to knit better. And she buys all those information sorts of products. So much so that she even has like a knitting group she goes to every month. If you find a group where you can find offline people that will meet because they love that subject matter so much on their own accord, just to like share and get better, you've got a business with a very large profit potential business with, it could be very easy to make money if you find the right problem. If you find the right problem. Why? Because problems equals products which you provide solutions within. So for instance, my maximum leverage business, my businesses beforehand, my biggest problem was recruiting people. I hated getting rejected. Well, if I solve that problem, and I hate it, there's probably a lot of people that feel the same way I do and would like to know what I did to solve it and be willing to pay. That's all you have to think about. There's no magic. There's no like really deep scientific gobbledygook. You can just go through these things and answer them. You're walking down the path to creating $1 million business. What's their biggest problem? Did you have that problem? In fact, let me give you an example. I was speaking to one of my students a few days ago, David, and he's just getting started in his business. And he said, "Daegan, I want to do kind of the thing that you're doing." I said, "David, what's your biggest problem?" "Well, I'm having trouble making money on the front end in my business. It's really hard." Go be the king of creating front end products and front end profits in your business. And now you're in business. Because if you have that problem, so do a lot of other people. Go solve it, learn what you need to learn, create solutions for others, and you're in business. It's as simple as that. And here's another thing that's really important, guys. Don't think niche, think micro niche. So, for example, where a lot of people go wrong is they'll say, I want to make money by helping people to get out of their job. That is not a niche. If you defined it as a niche, the closest thing you'd create would be home business opportunity seekers. But the problem there is you have no clarity. You need to go deeper. Example, my business, Maximum Leverage, I teach online network marketers how to leverage direct response marketing to get more leads, create a better relationship with their prospects, and how to recruit more of them and profit more because of that relationship. That's a very micro niche. The power there, the secret sauce of that micro niche idea I just shared with you here is this. When you go deep, you find a very tight group of people that you can speak to and create a business around. Now you can talk on the same level that they speak on. Okay? So what I mean here is, like, if I'm just speaking to home business opportunity seeker, we may or may not have shared common experiences. But if I'm speaking to a guy or a gal that's trying to create trying to leverage direct response marketing to grow their network marketing business on the internet, I know they've probably tried calling leads because I did. I know they probably bought a ton of stuff and it didn't work because I did. Now, when we get small like that, we can talk and share experiences on a very human level. That's why it's important to go micro niche, because the affinity, the relationship that you can draw is going to be so much more transparent, so much easier for you, because then it's just you being you. Like right now, I'm rocking out because I'm loving what we're doing because this is what I do. I'm speaking to folks that are like me, right? That's all you got to do. It's not about going bigger, go smaller. Now, if we were to take this to an advanced level, there is reasons why to go bigger, but it's not to earn your first. It's not to earn your first $1 million in your business. I guarantee you that. It could be to earn your first 30, 40 million, but let's get the first million, right? Let's expand later. Go small first. So let me open up, because that was some pretty important things that I just went through, and I want to make sure that there are no questions. Are there any questions, guys, on what we just went through? All right, so here's a question. I want to do exactly what you do, Daegan, but how do I compete with a powerhouse like you? So that's a good insight and a good question. So, Harold, thank you for that question. Here's the answer. In my mind, there is no competition. In my mind, there's no competition. Because when you go very narrow, micro niche, now you're basically defining the niche. You're creating the market, in other words. Once you have your list of people that know and trust you, there is no competition any longer. Now, in terms of advertising, if I can jump online and start a brand new business and get it to 16,000 Alexa ranking within 6-7 months, the competition can be met, right? Because I just started something and I got in the game and poof, there we were. So there is no competition. You kind of need to remove that idea from your mind. When you go micro niche, you create the niche. If you're the king of funded proposals, you're the only king of funded proposals. If you're the king of saltwater aquariums, you're the only king of saltwater aquariums. Now, let's say there's 3 people that sell saltwater aquarium stuff. Well, what if you're the king of saltwater aquarium stuff for, for certain types of fish? Now, these other guys will teach you general stuff about saltwater aquariums, but if you're like me, you want to have the pride of the town, and you want to have these sort of fish that are really hard to raise, and that's where I come in. I'm going to teach you how to outshine those guys. There is no competition. You create the competition-proof business by just going deep. Yeah, Charles Kirkland. So Charles, dude, absolutely. I did 7 figures in affiliate sales with ClickBank, and I was thinking about doing a product on how to kill it with ClickBank. Absolutely. That is your niche. You know ClickBank, and you know the problems of ClickBanks and huge success within ClickBanks on a level that most people never will. You've got it. Like for me right now, I've actually got a couple ideas for creating ClickBank products that I want to do, but I don't know all the ins and outs of ClickBanks, of a ClickBank business the way that I do a non-ClickBank business. So I would potentially be your customer, because there's lots of problems that you could bring up. Hey, you probably never even thought about this when you start your ClickBank business. Man, if you don't get it handled, I'll tell you, it's going to take you weeks and weeks to overcome, but I got a simple solution for you right here in my product, right? So when you go to something super micro niche, like how to specifically create a 7-figure affiliate business in ClickBank, you're the only one. If you make yourself the only one, you just make yourself slightly different. So, right, I'm the king of never calling a single lead. For you, what could be a better option, network marketing or having your own product? So in other words, getting involved in an opportunity or having your own product. The answer is both. Create your product on the front end and back end your customers that want a higher level relationship with you into your opportunity. Therefore, reducing the risk on the front end because you're going to create customers at a profit, leads at a profit, and they're going to know you, trust you, value you. And that call to join your opportunity is not going to be like, who's this crazy sales guy? It's going to be like, wow, I just got called by my guru. And your opportunity for them to join your business is now a gift. It's not a sales pitch. So both.